Welcome, rock and roll aficionados, to the Backstage Vault, your exclusive gateway to the most legendary moments in music history. Today, we're diving headfirst into a tale of rock and roll rebellion and controversy that shook the world. In the tumultuous world of rock and roll, few events stand out quite like the GunsNRoses Montreal concert of 1992. This epic show wasn't just another gig. It was a momentous collision of rockstar excess, fan anticipation, and a band teetering on the edge of chaos. It's August 8, 1992, and the iconic Olympic Stadium in Montreal, Canada is pulsating with excitement. The world-renowned rock giants GunsNRoses have taken the stage, ready to deliver a performance that would go down in infamy. This concert marked the culmination of their Use Your Illusion tour, and fans from far and wide had gathered, eager to witness rock and roll history. But what made this night so unforgettable, you ask? Well, let's just say it wasn't all about the music. Metallica, another legendary band, was slated to be the opening act for GunsNRoses. Their performance was highly anticipated, given their recent mainstream success with the Black Album. However, the evening took a tragic turn during Metallica's set when lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist James Hetfield suffered a severe pyrotechnics accident, resulting in second- and third-degree burns to his left arm and hand. This incident forced Metallica to cut their performance short. As the night wore on, the show's schedule went out the window, and the crowd's patience began to wane. Axl Rose abruptly left the stage, leaving an irate audience in his wake. Chaos erupted, and what started as a rock concert turned into a riot. Fans, feeling cheated and angered by the band's antics, began to tear apart the stadium, and mayhem reigned. The GunsNRoses Montreal riot became a symbol of the excesses and controversies that often accompanied the rock and roll lifestyle in the early 90s. It showcased the fine line between rockstar rebellion and fan disappointment, leaving an indelible mark on the world of music. As we dive into the GunsNRoses Montreal concert of 1992, it's crucial to understand the backdrop of the Use Your Illusion tour and the band's status during the early 90s. GunsNRoses had reached the zenith of their fame and were considered one of the most iconic rock bands of the era. Their reputation for being unpredictable was legendary, both on and off the stage. Within the band, tensions had been brewing for some time. Axl Rose's notorious unpredictability was causing increasing frustration among the band members. This tension was like a powder keg waiting to explode, and the Montreal concert would be the spark that ignited it. Now picture this. It's July 18, 1992, and we find ourselves at Montreal's Olympic Stadium, an iconic venue oozing with anticipation. Fans from all corners of the world had descended upon the stadium, eagerly awaiting what should have been a historic night of rock and roll. But little did they know what was in store. The delayed start was merely the spark that ignited the powder keg of tension within the crowd. As Axl Rose abruptly left the stage, chaos erupted among the fans. Frustration boiled over, and the stadium transformed into a battleground. Objects were hurled, seats were torn apart, and the line between fan and rioter blurred. The GunsNRoses Montreal riot became a symbol of the excesses and controversies that often accompanied the rock and roll lifestyle in the early 90s. It showcased the fine line between rockstar rebellion and fan disappointment, leaving an indelible mark on the world of music. Now let's dive into the heart of the controversy. Axl Rose's sudden departure from the stage. You see, Axl Rose, the enigmatic lead singer of GunsNRoses, had been battling vocal problems and a series of other issues leading up to that fateful night. Axl's vocal struggles were no secret, and on that night his voice was not at its best. He attempted to push through, but it soon became evident that his vocal cords were strained. In addition to his voice, his relationship with the band members was strained, adding to the mounting tension. When Axl Rose left the stage early, citing his vocal problems, it sent shockwaves through the audience. Fans who had eagerly awaited this performance were now faced with the abrupt end of the show. Their reaction was a mix of disappointment, frustration, and anger. As Axl exited, chaos ensued. Some fans were bewildered, while others were furious at what they perceived as a betrayal. The atmosphere went from electric anticipation to a volatile mix of emotions. This departure of the frontman was like a spark igniting a powder keg, and it further aggravated an already tense situation. Let down, vented their anger by tearing apart seats, hurling objects onto the stage, and setting fires in the stands. The once serene Olympic Stadium had turned into a battleground. In the midst of this turmoil, injuries were inevitable. Some fans got caught up in clashes with each other, while others were injured by falling debris. Even security personnel and venue staff weren't spared, as they struggled to restore order amidst the chaos. What ensued was sheer pandemonium. Concertgoers unleashed their anger by vandalizing the venue, tearing out seats, breaking windows, and destroying equipment. Objects flew towards the stage and fires were lit, transforming the once serene Olympic Stadium into a scene of chaos. The riot resulted in numerous injuries among fans, security staff, and police officers. The melee saw fights breaking out, with people injured by thrown objects and the general turmoil. Thankfully, no deaths were reported, but the aftermath was a stark reminder of the event's intensity. Material damages were extensive, with the stadium and some of the band's equipment bearing the brunt of the crowd's wrath. The financial toll included repairs to the venue and equipment, alongside legal and settlement costs, amounting to millions of dollars. This night of destruction and violence left an indelible mark on the world of music, illustrating the unpredictable intensity of rock and roll fandom. It underscored the critical need for adequate safety measures, clear communication, and contingency planning at live events, changing the way concerts were managed in its wake. In the aftermath of the GunsNRoses Montreal concert riot, legal consequences and lawsuits ensued, impacting both the band and the venue. Let's delve into the legal aftermath of this chaotic event. Firstly, the venue, Montreal's Olympic Stadium, faced significant legal challenges. The extensive damage caused by the riot resulted in a hefty financial burden. Repairs, replacements, and cleanup costs added up to millions of dollars. Insurance claims and negotiations between the venue's management and various parties involved took a considerable amount of time and resources to resolve. The band itself, GunsNRoses, was not immune to the legal fallout. While Axl Rose's abrupt departure due to vocal issues may have been a contributing factor, it didn't absolve the band from potential legal liability. Fans who had purchased tickets for the show felt defrauded and filed lawsuits against GunsNRoses and its management, seeking compensation for their disappointment and the chaos they had endured. The legal battles dragged on for years, with both the band and the fans seeking resolution. Settlements were eventually reached, but the incident left a stain on GunsNRoses' reputation and finances. The legal consequences served as a stark reminder of the repercussions of chaotic live events, prompting bands and organizers to prioritize safety and communication in future concerts. The Montreal concert had a profound impact on GunsNRoses' reputation and fan relations. The once legendary band, known for their rebellious spirit and iconic performances, faced backlash and criticism in the wake of the riot. Fans who had idolized the band now felt betrayed and disillusioned. GunsNRoses had already been dealing with internal tensions and lineup changes, and the Montreal incident exacerbated these issues. Axl Rose's reputation as an unpredictable frontman and the band's reputation for being unreliable on stage further eroded trust among their fan base. In the years following the riot, GunsNRoses' career faced challenges. While they remained a touring force and released albums, their status as one of the untouchable giants of rock was shaken. It took them several years to regain the trust of their fans and rebuild their tarnished reputation. The incident became a defining moment in their history, serving as a cautionary tale for both the band and the entire rock industry. Long-term repercussions for the band included the departure of key members, such as Slash and Duff McKagan, which led to a period of creative uncertainty and lineup changes. Although GunsNRoses continued to tour and release music, the band's dynamics and sound evolved, and they struggled to recapture the magic of their earlier years. In summary, the GunsNRoses Montreal concert riot had significant legal consequences, lawsuits, and financial repercussions for both the band and the venue. It tarnished the band's reputation, strained fan relations, and marked a turning point in their career, leading to internal changes and a prolonged effort to regain their status as rock icons. In conclusion, the GunsNRoses Montreal concert of 1992 will forever be etched in the annals of rock history as a tumultuous and unforgettable event. Thank you for joining us on this journey through this iconic moment in music history. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more fascinating stories from the world of music, be sure to subscribe to the Backstage Vault. By subscribing, you'll stay updated on our latest content and continue to dive into the intriguing stories of rock and roll legends. Rock on, and until next time, stay tuned and stay connected with the Backstage Vault.